Macklin Celebrini. That's it. That's the cold open.
You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, welcome to Locked On Sharks, the premier hockey podcast covering your favorite team in the Bay Area. My name is JD Young, caretaker at the Reef, also the co-host of Locked On NHL's Tuesdays episodes with Seth. Go check it out. I want to thank you for making Locked On Sharks your first listen, proudly part of the Locked On Network. We cover your team every day. And if you want to be an everyday, all you have to do is just follow wherever you get podcasts, or you can watch on YouTube as well. And today we're going to be talking about Macklin Celebrini's brilliance. The first 10 minutes are just going to be gushing about Macklin Celebrini. We'll also talk about Mukhamadullin season debut, Georgiev's first start, and Kovalenko's immediate impact, and dig into the numbers behind the Sharks' 4-3 win, where they hang in there, baby. Simpson's cat on the line against the St. Louis Blues in the third period. So before we get to all that, do want to let you guys know that today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. You can start the season with a big return on FanDuel. New customers can place a $5 bet, and you'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. And the kid is ridiculous. Like, I don't even know where to start with all the crazy stuff he did tonight. And that's the thing. You're getting he's 18. He's 18 and he's doing such high level stuff. Whenever he steps in the ice, he feels like he's the best player on the ice. And he's 18. 2 goals, an assist tonight. And just so many little moments where you're just like, how, what, oh my God. I think my favorite play tonight of Celebrini was I want to say the goal, but I can't even say the goal, any of the goals or the assist. It was a defensive play. We're talking the defense is for nerds, go score a bunch of points. The first thing we're talking about is Macklin Celebrini's defensive play, where it's a 2-on-1. He gets stuck. He is it, man. He is the last man back. He's able to, the forward on the left, I don't remember who had it. The forward on the left, Celebrini is able to get his stick over, kind of forces him to make his pass. And as he's making the pass, Celebrini spins around and gets his stick over to the other stick before the puck gets there. Who does that? Who does that now? Let alone an 18-year-old forward. How is this possible? He's on a different planet. Multiple Selkies are coming this kid's way. I know someone was like, well, what about, wait, when Barkov starts to fall? No, look at me, old man. The future is now, old man. Put me down for multiple Selkies for Celebrini to go with his Calder, his upcoming Calder, and his future MVPs. Who? And that's again, one of 5 plays tonight where I was kind of I think about what I'm going to talk about, and kind of if the game goes really well, I'll talk about this. If the game goes poorly, I'll kind of talk about this. And one of the I was just going to make the Celebrini thing of the night, right? Of that one crazy thing he had 5 of them tonight. The dude's ridiculous. Even his first the assist, right? Kovalenko, who we'll talk about plenty here in the second segment. Beautiful pass from Kovalenko, gets some sauce on it. Celebrini knocks it down midair, is able to get a shot off, and then the puck squirts over to Toffoli, who is able, and that's in front of the net. He's just does not mind, right? The getting dirty, trying to score goals like that. The Celebrini, the mentality of a third liner with the skills of a superstar. And that, I think that's what makes them so special, right? Because you get like the ridiculous goals, the audacity, the audacity of the first goal to pass it off a sliding defender's hip to himself and just put it up top. Like, again, who does that? Macklin Celebrini does that apparently, and it's smart. Like, how many guys, like, right? You see, the starfish play 60% of the time, it works every time. How often do we see that the starfish play and it ends up looking like something bad happened? And Celebrity's like, okay, he's gonna starfish. I'll just give the puck back to myself, and it freezes Bennington because he's thinking either the puck's gonna go over to Toffoli, and he's just stuck there, and Celebrini just pops it in. And then next time, what's gonna happen is now the goalie's gonna, whoever he does, if he gets in that situation again, the goalie's gonna be like, I can't go over yet because he might just bounce it back to himself, and then Celebrity's gonna probably put like a perfect pass over the defender to whoever he's got the 2-on-1. Like, the kid's on a different planet, man. Like, and then the freaking snipe on the power play, like, just like I stood up and went, oh my god, after that play. I don't like. I know Mitchkov's great. Mitchkov's gonna be a great player, but there is no way that any rookie is having a same impact on his team that Macklin Celebrini is having on the Sharks. Again, and there's few players, not even just rookies, who means more to their team and just how, like, his impact on the ice every time he's out there. This is a different team when Macklin Celebrini is rolling. And it was a good win tonight. Definitely some stuff, 40-minute team that we've talked about before with the Sharks. And but when he is going and feeling it like we saw tonight, especially in that second period, there is few people who can do what he is doing right now. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. He is only going to get better and better. I don't know what the FanDuel odds are right now. I can try to look them up as I'm there. It's just like you missed your train. If you're trying to bet on him to win the Calder at good odds, like, you missed your train. You missed your chance. He's too good. They have a Mitchkov versus the field right now at like -230 plus 180. I'm taking that. Even Celebrini right now is plus 130 and Mitchkov is -230. That's fine. Give me the Celebrini. Like, I don't care. Like, even it, like, one, I think Celebrini catches him in points. And two, again, look at what Celebrini does in all three, like in every aspect of the ice. Yeah, the Flyers having a better season. Maybe Mitchkov has a little bit better counting stats. Celebrini's a better player, man. And I think if you asked most GMs who would they rather have as a centerpiece of their rebuild, they're taking Celebrini. Just because of, again, what we are seeing from him in all three zones. And Mitchkov's gonna be a great player. He's gonna be a perennial 100-point player. Celebrini is not far behind in points. Plus, he does things that Mitchkov just dreams about doing. Be the impact he just having. So, yeah, it's like, seriously, guys, we have the next 20 years of this. Next 20 years of just Celebrini just being ridiculous. It's great, guys. It's a great time to be a San Jose Shark fan. So we're going to dig into the rest of this game here. Had to get the Celebrini. Like, it's also Will Smith's coming back on Saturday too. Oh my God. Yeah, so we'll talk about Mukhamadullin, Georgiev. We'll talk about Kovalenko. All three of their games, I think we can kind of really now talk about Kovalenko and his impact. Georgiev, who I thought was good tonight. Mukhammadullin's first game of the season, and dig into the numbers as the Sharks snap their 3-game losing streak. So we'll get to all that here in just 1 second. PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in award-winning, PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just get more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 200 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. The great thing about PrizePicks is they have they invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. If you join now because it's holiday season, they're giving away 2 free picks in December, plus a $30 million in rewards during Picksmas. I like that. Picksmas is good. So maybe you had Celebrini over 0.5 points tonight. You're probably feeling pretty good about yourself right now. So download the app today. Use code LOCKEDONNHL to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app. You'll get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. And if you want to tackle the NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because right now new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. So you get the hunch in the middle of a game, like you think the Niners-Rams might be a slog fest. You can do it all there, as well as check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. So just visit FanDuel.com to join today. You'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NFL. All right, let's talk about some of the new guys / all the new stuff here. So we'll start with Georgiev, who I thought looked really good tonight. I know 3 goals, but like the first goal, Liljegren needs to have way better position on that. And like Liljegren in the gap, and just he looked out of sorts there. Also, a really nice toe drag. Like, I'm not going to fault too much on neighbors just toe dragging, and like that was a really good shot. But I thought overall tonight, like Georgiev, he looked more confident, especially kind of what we've seen from him and with Colorado. And maybe it's just right new place, every kind of new energy, whatever it is right now. And maybe lowered expectations with playing with the Sharks right now. But I thought he looked pretty good tonight, to be honest. Like none of the goals you can kind of really fault on him. There's the second goal, I feel like that was a big scramble. You like to see maybe some of the forwards be a little bit better at, kind of covering some of their guys. It was a wide open net, but like none of the goals where I was just like, right? They didn't feel like any beach balls, I guess is kind of the best way to put it, for Georgiev. And got the vest tonight after the game. Like, I hopefully some renewed confidence and seeing himself play well, and could be a nice start for him as he tries to kind of rebound and rehabilitate his form. So looking at like his actual performance from Evolving Hockey, he had a lot of shot attempts. We'll get into that, but not a lot of actual shots on against. I think the Sharks did a good job of kind of blocking and kind of limiting the actual stuff to the net. He made 17 saves on 20 shots. Goals against 3, expected goals against 2.3, 850 save percentage. So like that number is not the prettiest. 6 of 8 high danger, 10 of 11 mid danger, and 1 for 1 low danger. So not a lot of low. Like the Blues were very like, we're gonna get to the center, we're gonna try to take shots. So I think that's where you saw a lot of shot attempts, but maybe not as many shots on goal compared to like just trying to launch it from the point. Like you did not really see that, and I think maybe that's a big difference from this Blues compared with Jim Montgomery compared to the Blues team that we've seen before is they're trying to kind of get to the paint and try to create offense that way. So yeah, I think for the Sharks there, like in that situation, like for Georgiev, he was under, especially that third period, he was definitely under pressure a lot and very much scrambly from the Sharks. We'll kind of talk about that more, but I think overall you got to feel pretty solid start. Like I think you'll take that, especially kind of compared to the expectations, which were, the bar was underground right now, I think, for Georgiev. So, Mr. Kovalenko, hello, how do you do? Kovalenko with 3 assists tonight. And you see why Mike Greer went out of his way to get a guy like him, because put him you put him with Celebrini and you put him with Toffoli and you just say, go get puck. And how often was he F1 on the forecheck, causing chaos and causing that? Again, not the biggest dude in the world, but the way he plays way bigger than he actually is. The first goal, right? Go on the forecheck, go cause havoc. He wins the puck and he gets it to Celebrini. Again, beautiful pass from Celebrini to Celebrini. Celebrini with a nice hands to catch it and go from there. But great pass to Walman. Like Kovalenko, like that is I know it's been 2 games, and again, the first game I'm not even really going to count because the dude showed up and played basically. But yeah, I don't know how you're like, okay, like this could be something here. So it is interesting that they threw him right out there on that line with Celebrini right away, and maybe that's kind of the missing thing that Celebrini needs, is that like, go get it, guy. Go get it. And I think, and also not just to go get it, but like, can you also be skilled as well? So we'll see if that line sticks together here. But I think like, what a performance from Kovalenko. So very impressed. I don't expect 3 assists every night, but if you can be that forechecking monster that I think, right, you got a forechecking monster, you got Celebrini, you can do whatever you need, and you have a sniper like Toffoli, that's got the makings of a really solid line. So then finally, Shakir Mukhamadullin, who made his season debut, and I thought he looked really good, looked calm. Again, right, it's very much just like, don't poop the bed is kind of the expectations for, especially, I'm sure he had some nerves and butterflies and stuff like that, but I thought he looked really good. I thought his decision making was solid tonight. Sheng had an article come out where it turns out he screwed up his groin. And yeah, that's probably why he looked terrible at the beginning of his Barracuda, because just building that confidence up that you're not going to tweak it or strain it or hurt it again. And you're seeing that he's kind of mentally getting past that. But I thought he looked good. I thought his decision-making was good. Didn't get to handle the puck too much. Had a couple opportunities on the blue line, and especially in the offensive zone. He had one. He was ready to launch one, but Jan Ruda wouldn't pass it to him. Like, he was ready to launch one, but in the defensive zone, I thought he made some good decisions. Thought he had, I thought he looked solid. So I think also the Sharks did a good job of kind of being smart with him and not like overloading his plate. He played 15-40 tonight. He was also on the penalty kill. Like, that's, again, trying to kind of ease him in here and not just give him everything. But yeah, I thought, like, so far so good. And really would like to see Mukhamadullin get a really nice stretch of play here, and see if we can see that offensive game start to click for him, because he's played really well defensively in the Barracuda, but the offense hasn't been there consistently as he's been working back from this injury. So hopefully we can see the defensive game continue to click, and maybe that offense will follow suit for him. So as the Sharks could use all the offense, I mean, except for Jake Walman, we'll talk about here in a minute, but actually, let's screw it. Let's talk Jake Walman right now. Jake Walman has already set a career high in points. He's played 27 games. It's December 12th. What an absolute stud. sometimes gets a little like dangle happy. I'm going to just outskate all my problems. And there was like one shift where we saw that and he was able to outskate his problems. But yeah, he has been such a huge boost to the Sharks and like what they wanted to do. And again, I mean, he's he's on pace for 50, 60 points right now. Like, yeah, it's really, really, really tidy work by Mike Greer, taking advantage of another team situation. I said it when the Sharks traded for him, exactly what the Sharks needed: someone who can get the puck moving and provide some offense. I didn't expect this type of offense from Walman, but he has been an absolute gem for the Sharks in their like dire need last year of having no defenseman who could move the puck. And I think his points are definitely inflated because, right, he's easily their best offensive defenseman, but still, like, hats off to him for just really kind of accepting and taking that role and running with it. So, congrats, Jake Walman. And again, it's December 12th, man. He's gonna take that career high and just like, yeah, double it, probably get close to tripling it. So we'll talk about kind of the numbers behind this game. The Sharks' third period woes as they hang in there, but what we will continue to want to see better from them. So we'll get to that here in just 1 second. We're driven by the search for better, but when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't a search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. If you need to hire, you need Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors, according to Indeed data. And matching engine helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with the candidates faster. Indeed doesn't just help you hire faster. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. So, join more than 3.5 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. And listeners to this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/lockedon. Let's go to Indeed.com/lockedon right now. Support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/lockedon. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire. You need Indeed. All right, before we finish up here, do want to, of course, thank you guys for making Locked On Sharks your first listen. For your second listen, go check out one of the other great shows here, the Locked On Network. You have Locked On Fantasy Hockey. Plenty of great stuff there, especially if your fantasy hockey team needs some love. Who to drop, who to pick up, who to target in trades, who to start, all that fun stuff. They got you covered there. Or check out one of the other shows here in the Locked On Bay Area. Niners, sorry guys. Warriors, ugh. A's, ugh. Giants, at least it's hot stove time. Still plenty of great stuff here at the Locked On Network. We cover your team every day. All right, let's dig into the numbers behind this game. The third period was definitely a mess, and this is, again, like we've talked about before with the Sharks, right? 40-minute team. They're going to give you 2 solid to good periods every game. They're going to give you one period where you're hanging on for dear life, and it's continually to be this third period, especially when they are leading. And that's, again, as a team is learning to win, this will be a kind of a reoccurring theme, is how do you put away teams? And I think for the Sharks tonight, great response goal, especially after the Blues made it 3-2 to get that Walman goal to make it 4-2, and the Sharks just hung on enough to get the win. But shot attempts were 49-41 in favor of the Blues. Actual shots, this is 5-on-5, 25-17 in about 51 minutes of 5-on-5 time. 32-17 scoring chances in favor of the Blues, 10-8 high danger chances, 2.09 to 2.07 expected goals for in favor of the Blues. But so much of this is kind of inflated by the third period. So in 19 minutes of 5-on-5 time, because we had the minute without Bennington, 23-7 shot attempts, 7-6 actual shots, 16-2 scoring chances, 5-1 high. Half of what the Blues did came from that third period. The Sharks were outplaying the Blues for the first two periods. When you look at expected goals for, you look at scoring chance, all that stuff, it's very heavy Sharks. But that third period, when the Blues kind of found that next gear, and that's kind of the learning thing for the Sharks, is can you find that next gear? But they won. We'll take the win. But I think that's as this young team matures over the next couple of years, that is something to kind of keep tracking, is right. How does instead of making it, letting them get back and making it 4-3, how do you make it 5-2, 6? How do you put a game away? And again, the Sharks won tonight. They played pretty well for the most part of the game. You knew you were going to get a response from the Blues. So, all right, the lines are really screwy because Klim Kostin left after the second period. Poor guy has been just getting his butt kicked when it comes to blocking shots and just sticks to the face. Blocks another shot tonight, has a huge hit. You wonder if he's shaken up, if Kostin kind of comes out, if Will Smith takes a spot. Sharks do also still have that empty, do have that kind of roster spot held for Will Smith, but just something to monitor here. All right, so Zettel and Granlund, Kostin played 834, 2-12 shot attempts, 1-4 actual shots. Not super great from that line there. Eklund, who was in the doghouse tonight, started on the fourth line. And then Nikita Kucherov, 6 points. Jeez. Insane. Sorry. Eklund started on the dog. It was in the doghouse, though. He did kind of, by the end of the game with Kostin, he kind of popped up into his normal top 6 role. But 2-12 shot attempts, 1-4 actual shots, 0.05 to 0.43 expected goals for. Would not be surprised if we see Zettel and Granlund, Eklund back together for the next game. Toffoli, Celebrini, Kovalenko, 740, 7-7 shot attempts, 6-2 actual shots. So getting shots and then actually getting them on net. 2 goals for this line, 0.53 to 0.28 expected goals for. This line was cooking tonight, absolutely cooking tonight. Quality opportunities for them, 4-7 scoring chances, 3-0 high danger chance, perfect, beautiful. Cunnin, Wenberg, Goodrow played 655, 11-5 shot attempts, 5-2 actual shots. Did give up 2 goals. I think got a little unlucky there. 0.07 to 0.37 expected goals for. Would love if when Smith comes back, give that line a little bit more scoring pop. If you want to move Goodrow down, so you have Cunnin, Wenberg, Smith, perfectly cromulent third line right there. So, and then like I said, the fourth line kind of got ripped apart with Valandria getting into a fight, and then with Kostin getting injured, it just got kind of worked around there. So, quickly look at the defensive pairs as I pull that up right now. But really, kind of interested to see how the defensive pairs look right here. So, for Corsi, for the defensive pairs, so leading the way was the Ruda Mukhamadullin. They had 65-ish%. Solid night from them. Walman Cece next at 46.88. Ferraro Liljegren 36.67. That pair kind of took a lot of the heavier minutes. Ferraro, I thought, had a pretty solid night. He's definitely easily saved a goal. Liljegren, I think, had an okay night. That one goal, again, terrible gapping there, and just looked out of sorts on that one. But he did have some other nice opportunities as well tonight. So I think overall, defense didn't play too bad. So I thought, like I said earlier, I thought Mukhamadullin played really, really well. So in his season debut. So Yeah. Sharks win. Go home happy. I hope they celebrate with some quality poutine from Taco Bell. That's for you, Snipe City. Yeah. And the road trip 3-3. It's very much a roller coaster road trip where, right, you start out with 2 wins against Seattle, big win against DC. You felt like poop in the middle because you get the doors blown off by Tampa. You probably should have lost by more against Florida, and again, played 40 good minutes against the Hurricanes, but couldn't hold on. Tonight you played 40 good minutes against the Blues, but you were able to hold on. So at 3-3 on this road trip, which was a tough road trip on the East Coast, you get to go home and play Utah, who's been a little up and down here on Saturday night. Like, I think the tank's gonna be rocking as people getting close to the holidays here. I think it's gonna be a good. I really like the Sharks on Saturday night. So I think they make it 2 wins in a row. So that's going to be it for me tonight. We'll be back on Monday to talk about the Sharks. We'll keep up with the Cuda, who are playing right now, and it is 2-2, unfortunately. Gross. So we'll talk about that. The Cuda, and get caught up on them on your next episode of Locked On Sharks on Monday. Make sure you follow wherever you get podcasts. And of course, you can watch on YouTube as well. Follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Locked On Sharks. Follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at My Fry Hole. Till Monday. Bye, friends.